Sparky1 here with a video response to show my support to Brother Marshall and the crew. They're asking for a video response about giving back to the community, showing a skill, knowledge, or something of value to your community. He's also asking you to check out the brothers and the crew. They're all listed on his page. If you haven't subbed them, check them out and sub them. These guys have a wealth of outstanding knowledge that I'm sure many people could benefit from, and I thank them for sharing it with us. Today I'm going to show a skill or some knowledge on a basic thing that I think that a lot of Americans really can't do correctly, and it's basic knot tying. I'm going to show 4 basic knots that I think anybody that wants to venture out in the field, or even if you're going to just use it for strapping a load to your car, these are all basic knots that I think everybody should have a fair knowledge in regards to tying. It could make the difference someday in a life-saving situation. You never know. But I'll show you 4 that I use on a regular basis at work and when we go out camping, etc. So I hope it helps somebody out, and I hope it might bring some knowledge to somebody that maybe didn't know these knots or see them before. Alright, the first knot's going to be the clove hitch. This is a great knot for medium duty use. What you want to do is pass it over a bar or what your tie off point. It's great for tying off a dog to, say, a tree or something like that, or lashing your horse off on a hitching post. The knot loops over, comes back under, goes over the top, and then back through the knot that you made on the top. It's a pretty strong knot. It works out really well. Like I said, it's got a good retention for strength. Another variant of it is roll it under again, bring it across the top. You're going to want to make a bit on the end of it this time and pull the bit through as opposed to pulling the whole string through. What this does is it'll leave you a little tag end, and the tag end is what you're going to pull when it's time to release the knot. It's a quick way if you just want to temporarily tie something off to hold on to. It's really quick, it's really efficient, and it works out well. That's it, real simple. Pull the tag in and you're off and running. The next knot's going to be the bowline or bow line. I call it a bowline. That's the way it was explained to me. Pretty much you have a loop, you pull it through the back, come up around, bring that tag end back around the back side. From around the back side, you're going to want to bring it back down and into the loop again, so it forms a half circle around it. At this point, you can snug up the knot. This knot is really good. They use it for boats to tie off the cleats and stuff, or to a mooring line, but it works for all kinds of things. The great thing about this knot is once you tie it and snug that knot up, the loop won't get bigger or smaller. It won't cinch down on things, and it's a real easy knot to untie when the time comes to untie it. Again, it's pretty simple. Take your tag end. You're going to want to form a loop on the long end. You can even tie this off onto a cleat or something, or through a loop. But pull it through the back side. You're going to go back around the standing end and then back through the hole again. When we teach the kids it's pretty much, it's the snake coming out of the hole, goes around the tree, and then comes back and dives back in the hole, and then you snug it up. Like I said, it's a really efficient way to make a loop on any kind of rope, anything that you might need for something along that line. Alright, the next knot we're going to do is the reef knot. If I remember correctly, I think they call it a granny knot too, but don't quote me on it, I'm probably wrong. I was taught it was the reef knot. This is a great knot for joining 2 lines together. Pretty much it's an overhand knot like you're tying your shoes. Then you're going to do it again, but you're going to reverse the loops back to back. So when it does it, what it does is it makes 2 circular loops on it. When you start to snug it up, you'll see it. It makes almost like a figure 8 type of a design. If it looks like that, you have it right. If that other one loops under and they're not even on the two sides, you have it incorrect and it won't hold up. This knot will pretty much retain, I want to say like 90% of the rope strength, and it's really good. It's a quick knot, like I said, for binding two different ropes together. Make one longer than the other. It's a strong knot, it's a quick knot, and if it's tied right, it's easy to take apart again. I use that a lot. Like I said, when you run out of a little bit of length of line, tying off a top or something like that. Like I said, make the first loop, then you're going to want to bring it around again. Do just the opposite of what you did the first time, and you'll have, it looks like two loops interlocked with each other, and as you snug it up, it's a really good knot. I use this one a lot. For the next knot will be the sheep bend knot. This here is an awesome knot if you want to tie two different size lines together. The basic one, what you do is you take a standing loop and your larger line, and the smaller one up through the back, wrap it around the base of the other one, bring it up, and now you want to tuck it underneath the original one. As you cinch this down, this is the basic knot. I like to use it with a little bit of a different setup. And what I do is I do two wraps around. I'll show you that in a second. This is a great knot. You can use this knot even if you want to take a string and say tie it off to the corner of a tarp. You can fold the corner of the tarp over, make a hole in it, do the same thing. But like I said, I like to do this with two wraps. It's essentially the same knot. The only thing is after you stick it through the first time, you wrap it around both lengths of the larger cord, and it just seems to cinch up a lot better. I think it's a stronger knot in a sense of not releasing. Another thing you can always do is add a bit on the end of the larger knot. It won't pull through the smaller loop. There's the first loop. Now, to strengthen it up, you're going to want to wrap it back around and pull it right through again where you just pulled that first one through. It'll look a little bit different. Just kind of flatten it out. With that there, you just cinch it up, pull two tag ends and pull it down, and you'll see it makes a nice little bite on the end of that. It's a sturdy knot. I've used them all the time. They don't really pull out, and like I said, it's great when you have two different size lines that you want to tie together. They hold really well, and it's a really great knot. So I hope these have maybe been some information for some people. Like I said, I use most of these on a regular basis, so I kind of know the limitations. As with anything else, you want to practice it and make sure you get it right the first time. And they're great little knots. So that's my little knot tutorial. Hope this helps somebody out. Thanks again, Brother Destructo and the crew. This is Sparky signing out.